All right, thanks for having me back. I'm Garrett Dodge. I'm the co-founder and CEO of ROQBOT. Before we get too far into the presentation, I just want to let everyone know you can download one of our mobile apps. We have iPhone, Android, and mobile web, and they're all free. So we actually are running this location as a venue right now, and maybe Brad will let us plug it into the music afterwards for the after party. So what is ROQBOT? ROQBOT is a social music service for business. As I talked about a little bit earlier today, one of the reasons we came up with ROQBOT was because we wanted to interact with the music in our favorite venues. But I want to tell another story about how our co-founder, K2, who's our technical co-founder, he's a well-known bowler from Central California, and the problem that he faced was walking to the end of the bowling alley and being taken out of the social experience that he was having to go use the jukebox. And so we thought mobile was the solution for that. We want to be able to interact with the music in the venue through our phones, and so we came up with ROQBOT. So ROQBOT is a licensed social music service for business. It runs on any internet-connected device, including an iPod Touch, in the browser, or on a Roku, connected to the venue sound system. We have 5 million songs in our library, and each one of the venues creates a custom catalog to offer to their customers. And then the end users use one of those mobile applications to check in and see what's playing and control the music. Let's take a little look at how the system actually works. So in a number of our venues, actually, it runs in the browser. And so this is the view that the venue owner would see when they launch the player. They see the song that's playing. On the left, we have the mobile application that the end user has downloaded, and they can check in and see what's actually playing on the sound system. They can buy that song or vote on it. And then we give them some free credits to get started. And in this case, the venue has offered a specific catalog, and the users can select from those songs. So after you make your pick, you can go over and see where you stand in the queue and start voting on the songs, and it creates a really engaging social game kind of experience within the venue. This has been one of our most popular features, actually. A lot of people have overlooked the out-of-home music market, actually. So I wanted to kind of touch on that a little. There's sort of three components to the out-of-home music market. We have the background music services like Muzak or DMX, and those represent about $1 billion a year. We also have the jukeboxes, which still generate about $1.5 billion a year. And then based on our experience working with venues and in surveys we've done, about half of the market is not using a business class solution right now. They're using something like their iPod, or maybe they're still playing the radio. So when you add all that up, the out-of-home music market is nearly as big as the whole digital download market is right now. So we talked a little bit about the market and the application, but let's talk about why venues love our service. It is super easy to use. This is a shot of our Roku channel. So the venue connects the Roku to their sound system in about 10 minutes and to their TV, launches our channel, and their custom catalog instantly starts playing. You'll see on this example there's a ROQBOT pick, so there's always background music constantly playing, and we algorithmically program that stream for the individual business. And at the same time, the end users can vote on that pick and request songs they'd like to hear. In addition to that, the venue also has a number of other tools like integrating their social media, which you'll see in the app, and some other neat features that bring value for them. So we launched at the beginning of January this year, and we've been in one venue in San Francisco, and the response has been amazing. One of the stats that I'm actually really proud of is that in that one venue, we've had more check-ins and users than Foursquare has had for that venue over the whole lifetime. So in 2 months, we've had more check-ins than Foursquare there. We've also seen about 10 minutes average usage in the app at those venues. What's up next? We did a soft launch here. We signed up about 10 businesses in a couple days. We have about 12 other businesses coming online nationally, and we're closing some major partnerships right now, as well as talking to brands. Here's some of the word on the street. There's some great tweets, which you can see if you search Twitter. One of my favorites is that it's the best bar game ever. And lastly, we've got a great team. So, there's been a lot of talk from the other awesome startups here about their team, and I just want to highlight our co-founder K2, who has built all of this: iPhone, Android, mobile web, Roku, everything. Gene, who's a lawyer, and myself, who's doing all these business deals.
Thank you very much. All right, music and bars. David, go.
So, I totally love this idea. I mean, to me, the holy grail was always this walking into a Starbucks and there being a communal experience with the people that are there, getting to influence what gets played. I think you're on this amazing track. I guess one question is, have you thought about not always having to have the bar pick the catalog that the users are limited to? Can there be a more kind of a free flow, self-organizing creation based on what the users actually want to hear versus what the venue's picking? That's my first question. Second question, as far as competition, I actually used to work a lot with DMX when John Malone merged my company SonicNet with them, and I had to go on calls to like Chili's and all these awful places to try to sell the service. I don't think you have to worry about them or Muzak. They're completely archaic companies. There's a company in Finland that's doing something similar to you. Maybe you can speak about them and how you differ. So those two questions.
So I think starting with the kind of the distribution side, like I said, we have some partnerships that we're finalizing now, and those partners have contracts with a very large number of the top restaurant chains. So they want to put us in as the preferred music solution.
Open table?
No. And in terms of the, kind of the up and coming competition, I think this is an idea that has resonated with a lot of people. I think the difference is that we've built a team to make it happen, both technically and legally, and with our relationships with the music industry and the deals we've done. So there's a company out of Finland that's been working on something, and some other folks that have tried to make solutions more for the home party market. And we really see the value here as your ability to check in and engage with music in any public space, not just in your living room, the once a month that you have 20 people over.
So let's start with Larry, and then Michael, we'll get to you.
Sure, I really like the connection between the mobile and the physical, and I really like mobile a lot because everybody's got it, so that's a really nice piece. First, what's the licensing on this? Do you have the public performance licenses, or is that something you're still working on?
No, we have all the public performance licenses. We cover those licenses for each venue, as well as all the streaming music licenses. And so I think one of the things I maybe didn't touch on is that we charge each business a monthly subscription fee, which covers that component of the service.
Okay.
Michael.
A little birdie before we started whispered in my ear that you've only taken a very small amount of money, and a couple $100,000 or something like that, and what you've done with a couple $100,000, if it's anywhere close to that, is very impressive. So
it's $1 million, I think.
Divide that number by 10 or 20.
Yeah, so that's tremendously impressive. So bravo, and I hope you get rich from it. A couple of questions. I actually had the same instinctive reaction that David did, which is like, hey, it's cool that the venue tells me here's the music, but as the user, I want to have a say. What if there's a brand new song out that I want in my club? So what I was seeing in my head was a little system where the users can add new songs by paying money, right? And I can like pay $5. And if I pay the highest amount, my song goes next, right? So if there's some idiots...
It's like goto.com.
Exactly. It's, it's keyword.
You're gonna start bar fights.
Go to.
You're going to start bar fights.
Absolutely. Right, man. And I'm going to put on some Barry Manilow just to piss off the guys in the corner. It would be fantastic. So maybe an auction model would be fantastic. Not every venue would go for it, of course, but some would, right? I mean, if I'm a club owner and it allowed me to make money, Jesus, that might even be better.
And this will be at myspaceisdead.com, right?
There you go.
It's funny you say that because I think this is amazing what you guys have built. It's a gorgeous interface. The one question that I had was just the opposite, and it's interesting that I wonder if people don't have this notion that they want to be the DJ, and then at some point they just sort of, they get the remote control, and then they sort of go, yeah, that's, they run out of steam a little bit. And people obviously like real DJs because someone else takes the remote and runs the show for them. So I think sometimes it could be interesting to get the party started. I actually like the idea of somebody
Oh yeah,
picking
I'm not.
songs
Yeah,
to start off.
no, you have the track that goes right, but I as a user can override it if I want to get out my credit card. That's the whole point.
Right. So okay. So there's a couple.
There's lots of questions within there.
To the system.
I'm sorry, that wasn't really a question, was it, Brad?
So we've highlighted kind of the basic fundamental use case of the technology, right? But in terms of programming the background music stream, one of the things we do is scan all the music on your device. We'll pull in your last FM preferences, and we'll pull in the bands you've liked on Facebook. We take all of that information, and basically we harness that as well as all the songs you voted on, and we'll use that going forward to automatically program the stream in the venue. So 10 people check in here, and half of them like Aerosmith. We can plug those things into the catalog. Now, the other side of that is that we believe that the music is a key, piece of the personality of a venue, and so at the end of the day, the bar or restaurant owner needs to control that experience, or the brand, right? So we'll always balance sort of the interest of the consumer with the interest of the business. So if 3 teeny boppers walk in here and want to play Britney Spears, that's a negative experience for the rest of us, potentially. So in that regard, it's really a social system for creating the best musical experience for each individual venue. If you're a country bar, you're not going to hear.
I would challenge that thinking. The internet's all about empowering the consumer, and if a whole bunch of teeny boppers flow into a place, they want teeny bopper music.
Well, this is actually one of the biggest complaints we hear about the jukeboxes. I mean, so we've already.
Yeah, but they're deciding, the guy who owns the place is deciding to put the jukebox in there.
And
I think there's a balance, right? I mean, some venues are going to care a lot.
Balance.
Some ones, I think you let the consumer drive it. I did have one question though. I walk into the venue. How do I know I can go to ROQBOT?
So one of the main ways is through our Roku channel, which is what we've been running at most of our venues. So
you're saying there'll be a video display somewhere that is showing, hey, this song is playing, and then it says go to ROQBOT.com.
So that's the view you see. Then there's a flip screen that shows the upcoming queue, and the venues are turning off one of their TVs to run that on it. We're not giving them hardware. They're voluntarily putting that up right now.
Okay.
And so that's the best way to market it, obviously. The other piece is that we're building this huge network of locations. And we're also integrating all the social services. So Goal is in there, Foursquare, Facebook Places.
The one, I think SoundHound is a great one. Because people use it to identify songs, and that can be a launching point.
Well, so I know that you have an interest in SoundHound, but we show you the music that's playing. So there's no need to hold up SoundHound or any other service like that. You can buy it right there.
Right. Well, people are naturally pulling that out. People are naturally going there and pulling that out. It doesn't stop them from going direct there, but they enter from different points.
Right.
When this scales, how do you deal with all the ingestion and all of the content? I mean, my life at Mog the last few years has been, dealing with aggregating 10 million songs. Right now, I mean, how are you dealing with all new releases and getting everything into the system? Do you have
we're doing the same thing you're doing, I think.
You're outsourced to a CDN?
Yes. Yeah. So we have the 5 million tracks that are constantly updated 3 times a week. We can add new content. We have the South by artists in there, which we specifically added.
I think it's great. I just have a question about how you're going to get it sort of out there. So you come into the venue owner, you speak to the venue owner, and he says, this is fantastic, but I got 9 months left on my contract with the company. Have you experienced that already? Because I know that a friend of mine does do playlists for venues, and the biggest thing he faces is the venue owner saying that, I got a 2-year deal with so-and-so.
So in the 10 venues that we signed up in Austin in 1 week, 9 of them were using an iPod.
Okay.
Some of them were using mixed solutions, but out of the recent venues we've signed up, there were 9 iPods, 3 instances of Muzak, and 1 jukebox.
And has a venue owner said, have you heard that yet? That no venue owners even said we can't do it because we have a contract with someone?
No, and actually, so we provide a rev share to the business owner. So if you're an average bar that's getting a number of plays, you're actually getting the solution for free.
So we got 45 seconds left to make the question short.
Like regular jukeboxes where you put a quarter in, how come you haven't thought about just letting through the iPhone app, clicking the 99-cent button or the 50-cent button?
So once you get in there, we have Amazon
to make the payment just like, that's a great revenue stream. Letting them pay.
So we already have all the payment in there, actually. It's Amazon, PayPal, and credit card that we've integrated right now. So we've actually already seen not a large number, but a good level of transactions at our beta test venue. So, I mean, I think the cool thing here is that people are willing to pay for music, the experience of music, and that's something that the jukebox has always tapped into, and it's, you know, because the jukebox hasn't evolved, it's something that we're trying to solve the problem on.
And with that, we are finished. Nice job. Thank you very much.